Now, out of the blue, a friend of mine invited me for a playtest of a video game. And I thought, what the hell is this? But then I read the name. Deadlock. Yes, that's right. If you read the news, then you probably know the name. It is the Valve's new in-development video game. And, well, I thought, well, alright. Let's take a look what Valve has to offer. And so, well, I suppose, let's go and take a look, shall we? Oh, look, it's... Oh, it's the Reaper from Overwatch. Oh, what are you doing here? Oh, no. Alright, so the basic information about the game, it is a MOBA. It will take about 20 to 30 minutes to finish a round. And unlike all the other MOBAs, it has another extra lane. Ooh. Oh, and there's another extra character. Instead of 5, we got 6. Ooh. So innovative. Wow, Valve, you are breaking all the rules. And then to innovate and differentiate from their own already existing MOBA, you know, Dota, they would add the third-person shooting rather than the isometric view than the League of Legends and so on and so forth. So now the game is closer to Smite, from my most unloved game studio, Hi-Rez. The goddamn bastards! But setting aside Hi-Rez, the goddamn bastards, what about Deadlock? The one question that immediately sprung into my mind is, do we really need another MOBA? And more so, from the company that already has a MOBA in their catalog, being one of the most played games in the world. Now, of course, granted, it could be good, it could be fun. Hell, MOBAs are fun games in general. I mean, that's why they are being played quite a lot. They also tend to be kind of balanced quite well indeed, with a big roster. And they also tend to be quite toxic, but that mostly comes, well, sadly, thanks to the game design. And you can't escape it. But setting that aside, even if it is good, what is the point of the game is always the question that I'm coming back to every time I look at it, every time I think about it, hell, even as a concept. But okay, setting aside the market placement and the sharing, I guess, aside, and how does it even play? Now, in Valve's grand tradition, it's head and shoulders above pretty much a lot of early access titles and even finished crap quite a lot. But that does not guarantee a good game. I mean, look at Overwatch. But if I take a look at Deadlock's game design, it's pretty much clear that the game is trying to split apart players quite a bit more so that there are less players on lanes fighting. So instead of majority lanes having 2 players fighting on them and rarely 1, you're gonna have more balanced 2-2-1-1 division, unless of course somebody is going jungling, if you will, or, well, killing neutral creeps. I suppose that Valve is essentially trying to make this MOBA more into a PvE type of a game than PvP that most MOBAs end up being. I guess there are a couple of lessons that I tried to learn from Heroes of the Storm, and fair enough, but whether it's gonna work out, we'll see. See, the problem with this sort of a change that they've added with the game, not only with just the extra lane, but also that extra player is, sure, 6-man teams are more balanced than 5-man teams, but as Overwatch has shown, well, there's a struggle to make the game as balanced and as calm and competitive as possible. Right now, though, it's kind of hard to tell what the balance will do, mostly because the items are not, well, fully developed and designed, as you can see. Plus, the amount of crap that the player will have to juggle, frankly speaking, is already overbearing. Not only the third person is kind of more cumbersome than point and click that Dota has, but also having 4 abilities to juggle, well, it's not the most easiest thing to do. And though the gameplay is not the fastest out there, unlike, let's say, League of Legends or Dota, I can tell that this might not be the best for casual audiences. But that's enough about the gameplay a little bit there. What about the visuals, or at least what we can tell from the visuals? Well, obviously the visual thematic is gonna be the 1950s, 40s or 30s gangster, you know, the Prohibition era. Mixed in with a little bit of steampunk, diesel punk, maybe whale punk? Hard to tell, but basically one of the punks. The idea, it's not bad, but unlike, let's say, Blizzard, the character design feels soulless, if you will. There's no joy or fun in it. Say what you will about Tracer's ass or the monkey. Those first designs we saw about Overwatch, those were evocative as fuck. This is just bland. And sure, you could say that, oh well, hey, Team Fortress 2 had very bland designs at the start too. And that is true. But whether or not Valve will actually pull out a good art style and good story or good evocative look for the whole game, well, honestly speaking, the 1950s, it is nice to have a little game on, but a big, sort of a MOBA-like, honestly, fantasy works the best. Yes, League managed to kinda cobble together, but thanks to colors. And this game, well, it kinda lacks those. So visually speaking, it has creativity, but it's just missing something and it all kinda drifts together. So then, as a playtest, the game is, well, it's interesting, question mark, but much like the Artifact, frankly speaking, what's the point of this game? Generally speaking, I come back to the big question, why? Why make another MOBA? You already have Dota, Valve. And sure, I suppose this is a better idea than a VR-only game, even though I really appreciate Half-Life Alyx, let me be frank here, and I do enjoy my Index, and I really love my Steam Deck, so please continue doing those. However, you could do something with, I don't know, a single-player game, and, I don't know, where's my goddamn episode 3, Valve? Boom, boom.